What's up, everybody? Tindo here, and with me, I've got Hannah, Big Hannah Sandwich, and today we're going thrift shopping. But you might notice we've got our fancy clothes on. That's because we just came from a funeral. That's why I put the only button-up shirt on that I own. I call this my Applebee's shirt because, you know, it's my going nice places shirt. And look, this is kind of funny. There's actually an Applebee's right there. Lols. What a good coincidence. But today, we're going to go thrift shopping. We went thrift shopping the last couple of days in Hannah's hometown, which is a population of like 8,000 or 9,000. At least that's what the sign outside of town says, but we kind of call BS because it definitely seems like a lot less people. But there's a couple towns over in Missouri called Cape Girardeau. We've never been thrifting there, so that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna drive over there and go to. There's a Goodwill, at least one that we know of, and then there's a huge handful of mom and pop shops. So let's definitely go hit the Goodwill, and then we'll hit as many of the mom and pops as we can before we have to go back home and have dinner with the mother. Sound good?
The mother.
The mother. So check this out. Does anybody else out there get as excited as I do being in the middle of nowhere and walking into a thrift shop? Because I'm probably more excited at this exact moment than I can use words to express. Because who knows what you're about to find in here? I mean, I can't even imagine. But right off the bat, here's the media section, which is obviously where I'm going to spend most of my time looking for video games. But I'm going to make sure there's nothing major here that I have to grab right now before somebody else does, which is not going to happen because we spent about 30 minutes in this thrift store. We were the only ones in there that entire time besides the workers. And Hannah's going straight for the clothes, the shoes. You know what she's looking for. But I'm going to go make sure that there's no electronic sections around that have video games, etc., etc. And right off the bat, walking into this separate room, I don't see anything. There's some golf clubs, some sports stuff, but there's no shelves full of electronics that might have an N64 buried in them. There's just a lot of nothing. It's just all home goods and simple things. So that's all right. You got to do your laps anyways. But I've been gone for about 45 seconds and Hannah's already finding all the good stuff. This leather jacket, she's very happy about it. It doesn't have a very high price tag on it at all, so she's definitely going to buy that. Now, let's go back to the media section and let's actually look at everything that's here. There's a couple shelves of video games. The games are only a couple bucks a piece, so let's see if there's anything in here I need. There were a stack of CD cases that were, PlayStation 1 sized, which is a good sign because that usually is a good sign that you're not likely to find a bunch of PlayStation 1 games in the CD racks, though you still got to check. If I've proven anything by missing a bunch of games, it's that you gotta check the CD cases. People point out all the time on the channel the PlayStation 1 games that I miss in the CD racks, but it happens. So let's keep digging here. I've already seen a couple things that I definitely don't have, like the 50-cent game, which strangely enough had a couple copies of it there, but one was missing its disc. It had something else in it. But there's several things here that I don't have that are really high price tag, like some sports games that have higher price tags on them that I want to pay for the sports games. But I'm definitely leaving here with some games. I'm gonna get a 50-cent game, the one that does have its disc in it. While we were checking out, I spotted these duct tape wallets, and I don't know if it was just nostalgia or something, but something hit me hard and said, buy one of these. Because some kid, it looks like, probably made these and is very happy about them. And so I'm gonna buy myself a duct tape wallet, and I'm gonna sport that for a little while just cause. And I don't end up showing that in the end of the video when we go back and show you everything we got, but just know, as I sit there talking to the camera here in a bit, there's a duct tape wallet in my pocket. All right, first mom and pop thrift store. It was all right. I found a few video games. I actually wasn't expecting it. I walked a whole lap around the store just real quick, and I was like, there's nothing video game here. And then I looked closer, and of course, they're with the DVDs as they should be. What did you get?
I got a leather fringe jacket. It's pretty dope.
It's pretty dope. But let's go to Goodwill now. The Goodwill's not, but just a mile or two up the road. And then after that, we'll find another mom and pop before we quit. On to the next one now. A Goodwill. A Goodwill in the middle of nowhere. It's not the middle of nowhere. The town we're in is probably 20,000 people or something. It's not super small. It's not itty bitty. It's not 5,000 people. But I don't know what to expect right now because as you've all seen, if you've watched any of my videos at all, the Goodwills in Phoenix, Arizona are magical. They're super magical and they always have just tons of everything. As soon as you walk in here, I kind of got the feeling, oh no, this isn't going to go well. And it's probably just me being anxious. But, there's plenty of clothes here. There's just as many sections of stuff in this Goodwill as there is the ones back home. They have plenty of Halloween costumes too, but it is arranged quite a bit different than the Goodwills I'm used to back home, because all these books are tucked back in the box, and for whatever reason, the organization scheme that the Goodwills I'm familiar with use, the books and the DVDs and such end up at the front of the store. But there are signs everywhere kind of letting you know prices, but these games are all individually marked. But right off the bat, I'm picking up a game that doesn't have its disc in it, so that is not a great sign. But we'll keep digging here and see if there's nothing else that I need. There's a ton of stuff here at first glance that I don't have. So let's hope this goes well. Let's hope I don't find a bunch of high prices. Like this SOCOM game, I don't have it, but the price tag's a little bit high. There were a bunch of $6 games here, which is not what I like to see at a Goodwill. Usually if you see $6 games at a Goodwill, they're in the lockbox and you're going to pay a pretty penny for them. Not here. The expensive games were tucked in with the rest of the games. But at this point, while digging, I didn't realize that there were certain colors here that were on sale. The yellow stickers ended up being on sale. There's a Mortal Kombat game I'm definitely buying. I don't care how much that is. I'll pay whatever they want for a Mortal Kombat game. Especially one on the original Xbox. I don't think I have any Mortal Kombat games at this point on the original Xbox. So as you can see, I'm stacking a bunch of games over here. I'm going to buy quite a few here. This is probably going to be... Rip, quit dropping stuff, you big dummy. This is probably going to be my biggest haul from the day. I think so at this point anyways. There's a bunch of racing games I don't have, but like that one, man, that one had a really high price tag on it. I think like $8, $6 or $8. So I'm probably not going to buy that, but I ended up finding out a little bit later that the yellow stickers were half off. So I did buy that one. And I bought a few more games than I originally thought because they had yellow stickers on them. So it seems like there's not a ton of people running around in this town coming to the thrift stores just to buy the video games. Which if you're watching and you're near Cape Girardeau, sounds like you should go be the video game guy there, because those games had to be left for weeks to end up being on sale as they were, which means there's just nobody checking there as soon as they opened to buy the games that went on discount the day they did. I ended up finding a PlayStation 2 Slim here, which is funny because I have a box for one that I need to complete that I just found a couple episodes ago. Darkness, no parents. There were lock boxes in this Goodwill, and there was only really just clothes and jewelry in them, but there was some sort of airsoft, old school airsoft gun. I don't know exactly what it was. It looked kind of vintage down there, but it was nothing I was terribly interested in. So how do you feel about the state of the Goodwill in Missouri?
It was decent. It was a little pricey.
Yeah, all of the games were either $3 or $6, and I wasn't going to buy very many at all until I went to the bathroom and I came back and I noticed there were signs all over the whole store. I don't know how I missed them. Every square inch of that store has a yellow piece of paper on it that says yellow items half off. So I got all those games I just bought way cheaper than I thought I was going to. Because like I put a Gran Turismo game back because it was $6. I was like, I'm not paying $6 for this. This is like a $2 game at best. Which, don't get me wrong, I love those games, but it was half off, so I got it for $3, which is way better. So one more mom and pop shop, and then we're gonna call it quits for today. So let's go check out one more. Here we are at what is likely to be the last stop of the day, and it is another mom and pop thrift store, another non-for-profit thrift store, and I'm pretty excited. It looks like it's pretty big from the outside, and as soon as you walk inside, you see that it is. And I love this. Games in the lockbox, right inside the door. And there's quite a bit to look at. So I'm just eyeballing them right now, waiting for the guy at the cash register right above me to get done ringing up the person that he's working on. And let me look at these, because I already see 2 or 3 things that, as long as they're priced well, I'm definitely leaving with. I asked him to let me see all of the video games, which is always a funny request sometimes because people just go, wait, what? But I want to see the prices on all of them because there's a lot of stuff there that I don't have, and if he hands me anything that I don't have that's under a couple bucks, your boy is buying it. And now I'm in a situation that I don't know if I want to be in this situation or not. There's a stack of PSP games, none of which that I have. They're all $5, which is a just fine price for PSP games, but I don't want to pay that for them. I like lucking upon them for $1 or so. But I went ahead and told him, I'll take these PSP games because they're actually ones I kind of want to play. And then I ended up going through all of the rest of these games, and they were all pretty much just overpriced sports games. I don't want to pay more than $1 or so. I'd really like to pay a quarter for these nothing sports titles, but that's not going to happen. So I handed him the PSP Games, said I'll take these, and hopefully we'll have a little bit better luck with the rest of the store. But I don't know. But let's go look. Hannah found some shoes, nice, and from way across the store I could see there was a dedicated media section. Lots of VHS, lots of DVDs. I eyeballed the DVDs just to make sure there's no games in there. There could have been, but I did see that there was a whole line of games on the shelf. So I'm definitely going to dig through every one of these. And more often than not, I can't figure out what the rhyme or reason is between the games that people put in the lockbox and the ones they leave in the store. I don't know if it's a matter of space. It can't be that, because there's plenty of room here for the rest of the games that are in the lockbox. But there's some stuff in here that's way better than most of the things in the lockbox. So I'm not really sure who makes those choices, but more often than not, in thrift stores, the people that make that choice don't know much about video games. But I guess maybe I shouldn't complain about that, because I guess if they knew more about video games, you and me wouldn't be able to get them so cheap. But I'm seeing lots of stuff here already I'm going to buy, like that demo disc that I just had that's in a cardboard sleeve. And there's a couple sports titles in here that are way cheaper than I'm going to buy. There's lots of good stuff. I'm very happy to find mom and pop thrift stores that are in the middle of nowhere that actually have good video games. I've kind of wondered about this for a while now, because I do know that Phoenix, where I live, where you guys watch me thrift all the time, is different, and that I'm super lucky to just be there and find the stuff that I do. And some people comment that their hometown has nothing, and I believe them, and I'm waiting to make an episode where I stumble across a town that is like that. But so far, I've been a little bit lucky with these small towns that we're rolling through on this trip that we're taking. But I'm going to end up leaving here with a handful of games, both from the lockbox and from this video game section. I ended up digging through all of these computer games that they had set aside, and there ended up being 3 or 4 PlayStation 1 games. They were all sports titles, but I'm not mad about that, because they were all just $1 or $2. And $1 or $2 for any PlayStation 1 game is A-okay with me. I checked the toy section here pretty hard, but for some reason, most of the toys were just like toddler toys. I mean, there were some Nerf guns and a few other little knickknacks in here, but I kind of found it strange that almost all of the toys were toddler toys. I mean, it's not a complaint. I'm not really here to shop for toys, but just an interesting thing that happened. And look at Hannah. She's got a couple things in her hands, some shoes, and I think she's got another jacket, second jacket she's bought today, and she's even more excited about this one. So stick around to the end. We'll talk about all that stuff that she bought. All right, last thrift store, what'd you think?
It was good. It was big.
It was really big on the inside. I was surprised when I walked in there. And then there were games right in the lockbox, right inside the door, so good first sign. I got a handful of stuff out of there. And I was then surprised even further when I went to the back of the store in the media section, and there were a bunch of games back there, including a handful of PlayStation 1 games. So next time we come back home, that's the thrift store we're going to first. I mean, the Goodwill was fine. It was just like anywhere else in a kind of rural town. It was a rural Goodwill. But that thrift store was cool. What was it called?
Teen Challenge?
Yeah, it was some sort of non-for-profit organization, and they exist separate from the thrift store, but that was their charity thrift store, I guess. So that's pretty cool. Very happy we went there. But that's pretty much all the thrift stores in this town that we can find. So we're going to head back home, have dinner with the mom unit, the mother. What did I say earlier?
The mother.
We're going to have dinner with the mother. And then a little bit after that, we'll find some time and we'll go through everything that we got today. So stick around for that. All right, guys, we are back in I was going to say game room, but this is a basement. And the game room's like 1,200 miles away. But we had a full day of thrifting. It was a blast. I got tons of video games, and we're going to talk about those in just a minute. But first, we're going to talk about Hannah's stuff because she got some dope stuff. Let's see it.
First, let's start with this basic pair of Levi's. Super small, though.
They're really small. I've mentioned a bunch on the channel before. The way that we pay for all these videos that you see us making, we resell clothes. And these very specific size jeans, they sell really well because they're a bit rare.
Got some vintage boots. They're super cute.
Are these for you or?
No.
Oh, okay. Sometimes the goofier looking stuff, I like, oh, Hannah bought that for herself. But nope, those are for sale.
And this baby I wish was for me.
Oh, wow. Look at this leather jacket. Dude. All these stringies. What do you call those?
Fringe.
Fringe. It's kind of, I'm not going to be able to translate over camera how heavy this is, but this thing weighs like 10 pounds. It's very substantial. This kind of thing is awesome. this jacket right here is exactly why this trip is awesome. Yes, I'm looking for video games, but I do get excited when we find stuff so easily because of the part of the country we're in. As some of you know, the Midwest is full of this kind of stuff. And we paid, like, what did we pay for this?
It was a little pricey. It's $15.
Okay, we paid $15 for this, but we'll be able to sell it for a considerable amount more because people go wild for that stuff.
80s crop jacket. It's really cute.
Oh, wow. That is tiny.
I love this thing. This is a vintage overcoat dress. So you put on your fancy dress and you put this on top of it.
And you go to Applebee's.
Maybe. And matching pair of boots, but white.
Oh, wow. Are these the same boots? They're very similar to the red ones.
Yeah, they're pretty similar. They're a different brand. And another pair of Levi's. These are even smaller.
Oh, wow. Those are tiny. Like, that's almost like if since I forgot all my bandanas for this trip, like, it's the perfect size. Like, it really does fit. All right. Is that everything?
That's all I got.
All right. Look at this. It's a bag full. And I honestly, this was all such a whirlwind. We did this so fast that I'm not exactly 100% sure what all was in here. And it was funny because we left her grandmother's funeral and we were like, hey guys, we're going to go run to some thrift stores in a town that's like, it's like 35 minutes away. So we were wasting an hour of the day just driving there and back. And we scooted right over there, hit 3 thrift shops, scooted right back without taking a breath. And we walked in the front door. They were like, did you go to Cape Girardeau? We were like, look, we got proof that we went to Cape Girardeau. All right, let's go through it in no particular order. Gran Turismo 4 for the PS2. I was very happy to get this. I thought I wasn't going to leave with it because it had a $6 price tag on it, and that's just not a $6 game for me. But it was half off, so I got it. And here's what I'm very excited about. I might actually try to play this. It's Superman Returns for the original Xbox. Very nice. Forza Motorsports. I got some good original Xbox games today. Let's just keep going through the Xbox ones. 4x4 Evo 2. I haven't played this, but I love me some driving games. These are off-road games. Hey, the graphics on it actually look pretty good. Next Xbox game. Oh, man. I couldn't believe this was there. Mortal Kombat Armageddon. And I love hollow foil cases. They're one of my favorite things to collect. One of these days I'm going to have just a front-facing wall of hollow foil games. More Xbox games. 50 Cent. Bulletproof. That's so funny.
What is this?
50 Cent got his own video game.
Why?
Actually, you know what? I didn't tell you this. You guys probably already saw this. There were 2 copies of this.
What?
At the thrift store. One didn't have a manual and had a copy of Wii Fit in it, and this one was complete. All right. Blitz the League for Xbox. I got a couple sports games today. And then NFL Street. I actually recall playing this a little bit when I was younger. My little brother liked it. And then last Xbox game, NASCAR, Chase for the Cup. This is hilarious. It's going to be a little bit difficult to see on this particular camera, but it has a sticker on it that says 11,000, which was funny because I picked it up and saw this $3 sticker that's on the side, and the guy was ringing me up. He was like, this says 11,000. I was like, yeah, but there's a sticker on the side, bro. But yeah, another NASCAR game for my collection. And then after that, oh yeah, so backyard football, no biggie, PlayStation 2. And then this is awesome. I'm very excited about this. Power Rangers Dino Thunder. I'm a super big Power Rangers fan. I've got a really large collection of Power Ranger toys. I'm not necessarily a fan or not a fan of Dino Thunder. I'm more of a fan of the original series, but still very happy to have any Power Rangers related video game. Next up, I got a stack of PlayStation 1 games. And I say this every time on the channel when I find PlayStation 1 games, but anytime I find a PlayStation 1 game at the thrift, I'm ecstatic. So EA Sports Tiger Woods 99. Very nice. This one is PGA Tour 98. And I double checked that these were all here. They are all complete. NCAA Football 2000. And you know what? There's like a 50-60% chance I already have Madden 2001, but these were all $1 and they were all together, so I was like, why not? Why break them up? I just went ahead and bought all of them. Alright, that leaves 2 things. A stack of PSP games, we'll get to those last, but this was interesting. I say all the time on the channel how I like to collect demo discs. And here's a demo disc for $13. There's 2 discs in there. It's a 2-disc set, and yeah, it was a demo disc, and it was just $2, so I bought it. I want to maybe do a future series on the channel where I pop in demo discs and actually play what's on them and check them out, because there's oftentimes that demo discs will actually be like super pre-release, and they'll have stuff on them that doesn't end up making it in the final game, and it's just a really neat experience. So look forward to that one day. Maybe a series on the channel about demo discs. Subscribe if you want to see some of that. But lastly, we have 3 PSP games. I'm very happy about all 3 of them. But we'll start with Rainbow Six Vegas. I actually saw this exact game in a Savers back home, and one of you guys commented that I should have got it. So I got it this time. It was a lot cheaper this time. Well, not a lot. It was $5. Last time I saw it was $8. And then we got Cars Race-O-Rama. Boom! Someone was just telling me on our Discord, on our community Discord, how awesome some of these car games actually are. They were saying that they're surprisingly good. So that's awesome. I like our community Discord because people are always on there giving me tips of what to play, what to buy, what not to buy. If that sounds interesting to you, if you want to come chat with us in our Discord, the link that's below. Definitely come join us. And also, you can come over there and share pictures of your finds. And you can also come over there and share pictures of your gaming rigs or setups or gaming rooms. We love seeing that stuff. But lastly, and certainly not least, something I'm going to play tonight. I'm so excited about it. Star Wars Battlefront Elite Squadron. Before we left Phoenix, this little voice in my head said, "Bring your PSP!" And so I put it in my bag, and I'm glad I did, because this is about to get played. Guys, if you're watching and you saw any of these games that I got today that you really liked, comment and tell me about them. I always love input about the games that I buy. Every day that I go thrifting, I usually at least pick one of the games that I buy, and I check it out. I put it in, and I check it out. And it's usually something that one of you guys suggests. So if there's anything there, let me know. And also, before you go, make sure to comment below what's your favorite thing that we got today. What was your favorite thing?
Ooh, the fringe jacket.
The fringe jacket. Does it fit you?
Ugh. No, it's a little too small.
Is it too small? Put it on.
Okay.
Is it that bad? Oh, look at these sleeves.
I got big arms.
She does have long arms. All right, so my favorite thing, yeah, I already said it. I already gave it away. Star Wars Battlefront. Super excited about that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Before you go, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And hit that notification bell so that when we post videos in the future where we go thrifting, or where we play video games, or where we go do really random stuff, you'll get a notification when we post those, and you can come and hang out with us then. Until then, guys, peace out. Do that again? All right, take that jacket off. It's too hot anyways. Peace out.
Get it off.
Okay, peace out, guys. You don't need to see this.